What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy King. I just wanted to get my input on about the draft last night. Some teams just really irked me last night. First of all, a lot of people got a lot to say about the New York Knicks. Uh, they think that Kristaps Porzingis is the next Darko. Truly not the case. I've seen this guy play before this year. Um, he is certainly not Darko Milicic. Um, I think he could probably. I think his ceiling probably would be a poor man's Dirk Nowitzki. When Dirk Nowitzki first got in the league, he wasn't that appealing himself. To be honest, a lot of people thought Dirk would end up being a bust when he first got in the league. But for people to throw the bust label on him that fast is ridiculous. Another team, the 76ers. The 76ers draft another center, first round. I understand the situation um, about the center you drafted last year. I understand the situation about his foot, but I mean, every single year it seems like these guys are drafting a 7 foot center somehow, and not only that, they drafted probably I think it was about 3 of them last night, 3 different centers. One of them that's probably not going to be here for the next 2 or 3 years. It's making no sense to me. Um, Obviously, you need somebody to run your team. You need a point guard. You need some wingman. I don't understand what they doing. Period. It's just ridiculous. It's just hard to even watch the draft when you got teams like Philly and you got teams like the Knicks, and it just didn't make no sense to me. I don't know. What do y'all think? Leave comments at the bottom. Tell me what you think about the picks. But it was some teams I was happy with. I also wasn't too fond of the Lakers taking D'Angelo Russell. Um, I still don't think you should have overpassed Jahlil Okafor. You need a big man on that team. Your big man just went down last year with a broken leg. So I don't care what type of point guard you get, unless you got something in the making where you're going to try to snag Greg Monroe from Detroit or Kevin Love or somebody like that or LaMarcus Aldridge. You should have took a big man. So I'm guessing that must be their game plan. I don't know. Don't care because I'm not a Lakers fan. uh, but I was happy with a few teams. I was happy with, of course, with Detroit. I shared with y'all about that. They got exactly the guy that I think they needed. Big body guy, ready to play. Uh, a good defender. If Stan Van Gundy is about the defense, then he needs to stick to that. I understand Justice Winslow is was everybody's favorite in that situation, but same situation where we drafted Kentavious Caldwell Pope over Trey Burke. Everybody thought that was a wrong move, and you see where Trey Burke is at. No disrespect to him, but he's on the bench, and KCP is on his way to being the next great two-way player, defensive and offensive player. So that was a great pick by Joe Dumars before he left. But yeah, a couple of teams did do the right thing. The Timberwolves, first of all, with the number 1 pick, taking Anthony Towns over Jahlil Okafor. Yeah, they both are very talented, but you want uh, somebody who can do a little bit more. And I feel like Anthony Towns can do a little bit more than Jahlil Okafor. Um, Another team that did pretty good in the draft was Miami. Miami got Justice Winslow. I feel like that was a steal for them for him to fall that far. I thought after Detroit passed him, he would get drafted by Charlotte because they were eyeballing Stanley Johnson. So I was surprised that he made it that far. But they picked up Frank Kaminsky, which was a good pick for them. They need somebody to go down there with Big Al Jefferson. Um, Kaminsky, a lot of people think he's hit his ceiling. I don't believe that. I honestly believe Kaminsky is going to be a very good player for a long time. And just watching him over the years for the past, 3 years I've been watching. Uh, I think his ceiling is very high, to be honest. He doesn't have to be athletic. They thought Tim Duncan needed to be athletic when he came out. But look at him, 5 championships. So, not saying that they're finna win 5 championships, but I just think that was a good pick. But the draft was crazy last night. Moutier went way later than I thought he was going to go. I thought he'd be out there in the top 5 picks. Um, but it's a good thing that he fell where he did because they needed a point guard, and I feel like he's a poor man's Russell Westbrook. When Westbrook first came in the league, he didn't have a great jump shot either. He had to work on it. So, a lot of these fans are upset with these picks. Even a little boy cried on TV when the Knicks drafted Porzingis. But, these fans are so quick to just throw in the towel on these players. You don't know what you're getting in some cases. Sometimes these players come out of nowhere and they're just, they turn out to be good. But then at the same time, some of them turn out to be busts that you know about. The ones that you watch in the tournament and stuff like that, and dominating college, they turn out to be busts. But the Timberwolves are putting together a nice little team. They got 3 first-round draft picks. You got Karl Anthony Towns, you got Bennett, and you also have Wiggins. I believe Bennett is starting to wake up. He's starting to gather himself and to display his talent. I seen him play in the late part of the season. This season just passed, so they're putting together a nice little young team, and I'm also proud of what Stan Van Gundy is doing. He has a very young team himself, taking Stanley Johnson, Andre Drummond, KCP. Brandon Jennings is still young. Reggie Jackson is young. I think the oldest player on the team right now is probably Anthony Tolliver. I think Ilyasova is probably 28. So they got some young guys. Their core is very good, but Greg Monroe he's out of here. He's gonna definitely lead Detroit. I don't know why people keep trying to hold on to him, but he's definitely gonna lead Detroit. I would have said he was gonna go to the Knicks, but it's starting to look like he may end up playing for the Lakers. He might end up playing for the Lakers. There's a lot of teams that want a center out here. And if Portland lose LaMarcus Aldridge, they might go after Greg Monroe. So it's going to be interesting to see what happened in free agency this year. Those are just my thoughts on how I felt about the draft. And if anybody want to comment and let me know what they felt about it, or if you disagree with anything I'm saying, just leave it in the comments, and we can always, discuss and debate, give our stance on what we believe. So, like I said, I just wanted to make a quick video just about the overall draft. And one thing that I did hear some news today that Tobias Harris from Orlando, he wants to try to get a max level contract with the Pistons or the Celtics. Me, knowing Stan Van Gundy, if Greg Monroe leaves, he's definitely going to go after Tobias Harris. I'd rather him go after him than to go after, what's the guy from Atlanta? Must not be that good. I can't even think of his name right now. Carroll from Atlanta. I feel like he's another Cartier Martin situation that we just had in Detroit. Cartier Martin got here and pretty much sucked. So I will be happy with Tobias Harris. He's another young guy. But if you like what I'm saying, just like the video, subscribe, show support. This is a new video, so I'll be trying to get videos out as much as possible. I will leave my Twitter page in the description. So just want to say thanks in advance, and I appreciate the listen. See you guys later.